Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back. Yeah, you probably already have seen those new cards like the Winged Dragon of Ra, Phoenix Mode, and that new spell card which is called a True Name. This is a very interesting card. I think it's in the set, the Gold Series set. I'm not really sure in the OCG with the new Exodia cards and so on. True Name is, as I said before, an interesting card. True Name can be activated once per turn. It's just a regular spell card, and by activating the card, you have to excavate the top card from your own deck and declare the top card, of course. And if you call it right, you can add that card to your hand. And only then, if you call it right, you can target one of your Divine Beasts, so one of your God cards, so Obelisk, Ra, Slifer, that Phoenix Sphere mode, and or Phoenix mode of Ra, and either special summon it to your side of the field or add it to your hand. So special summoning here is of course only Obelisk or Slifer, since both Ra and the Sphere mode and so on cannot be special summoned this way, of course. It's an interesting card. It's definitely an interesting card, but if you don't call it right, the card that is excavated will be sent to the grave and you don't get the add effect. So you can't add any divine monster from your deck to your hand. So True Name is only useful, of course, if you can call the top card from your deck right. And we have a few cards that can do that, that make you can do that. Is something like Conversion of Nature, which on its own is is not a very consistent card. Paired up with Archfiend's Oath. Something like Plague Spreader again lets you stack the top card from your deck. There are other cards, of course, but pretty much every card is very inconsistent. So I'm not a huge fan of this quote-unquote engine with Conversion of Nature, Archfiend's Oath, and True Name. But the most important card here in the deck is one of those new cards, which is called Ultimitl Bishbalkin. Bishbalkin is treated as a level 12 monster on the field, and just like Ultimaya Tzolkin, I believe the name is, both monsters can be special summoned by the same option. So one Hieratic monster, one Hieratic effect monster, and one normal level 6 dragon type tuner monster. Pretty much the same like Ultimaya Tzolkin to get it on the field. But that Bishbalkin has a very interesting effect, since when it's on the field during both players' standby phases, you can special summon tokens to both players' fields. And let's say you special summon 4 tokens on your side of the field, so you have to special summon the maximum amount to both players' side of the field. So let's say you special summon 4 tokens to your own field, your opponent will get 4 tokens as well. The only downside to this, pretty much your opponent will always have one empty spot on his side of the field, and on top of that, the tokens can be used for a tribute summon. So most of the time, Bishbalkin will be used as fodder, at least the tokens, for your god cards, for Slifer, Obelisk, for Ra, and so on. And this last effect of Bishbalkin is that it will gain 1000 attack for each monster on the field. So it can eventually end up with 10,000 attack. But yeah, the only downside to this is that it cannot attack over defense. So let's say your opponent plays it slow, sets every monster in defense position, in defense mode, and the tokens are of course also in defense position. So most of the time you'll not be dealing damage when your opponent has the tokens. Sure, you can be gimmicky and play cards that let you attack your monsters over defense, like Big Bang Shot and many more cards, of course, other cards as well. It's just, you can definitely attack those. So this kind of deck is a bit more of a gimmicky deck, a bit more fun deck. It's definitely not something competitive. You can play cards like the Field Spell, Mount of the Bound Creator, to protect your Bishbalkin and your higher level monsters. And on top of that, you can play Ultimaya Tzolkin in the deck, just not to fully rely on your Bishbalkin, since again, it's not the most super consistent deck. And we all know that that Ultimaya Tzolkin is a fun card to play with, very easy to get on board with your Hieratic cards, and set one back row to special summon a dragon type, dragon tuner, dragon synchro from your extra deck is cute. It's very fun. So yeah, let's hop into the first game. Alright, the first duel. I think, yeah, the opponent is playing with the new Blue Eyes cards. I gotta start, my hand is not that great. Again, True Name, most of the time is just a dead card, since you're heavily relying on your Conversion of Nature to know your top card of the deck. And, yeah, I think I knew what was coming here with the Blue Eyes cards. They are, yeah, you know, the combination of targeting them both, so that's why I kept the notice. For the effect to pretty much cripple him, eventually has to go for that, that White Spirit Dragon, and here, I pretty much lost, unless I call the top deck card from my deck right, and I think I just called the Hieratics Seal of Convocation, since that was pretty much the only card that would keep me in a duel, and if I call it right, you know, I can add the card to my deck and either special summon or add one god card from my deck on board or add it to my hand, and I call it right, of course, very lucky. But this still keeps me in a duel. Eventually I went for Obelisk to attack over his monster, and again during my turn I can go for Bishbalkin. So during my opponent's standby phase, I special summon 4 tokens, so my opponent will get 4 tokens as well. He can use those tokens at disadvantage, since again he can tribute those. Same, yeah, you can also synchro of course with them. I think they are level 1. But yeah, again, now it's going to into a slow game. I don't have any god cards to tribute my useless tokens, so it's again a very slow game. My field spell does protect Bishbalkin, which is needed. Eventually he's going to Twin Twister my field spell and my, was it Solemn Notice? Yeah, indeed, so I can search that Sphere mode of Ra, but I don't think I needed my Ra mode. Yeah, that's Sphere mode here, so that's why I kept Asset in my hand, since any 2-card combination of Hieratics can special summon your Bishbalkin or your Ultimaya Tzolkin. And yeah, again, I'm not in a very good position. He goes for that Dark Matter Dragon. I top deck into a Notice, which can pop his Dark Matter Dragon. If he activates the effect, of course, he's going to do that. So I'm still alive in a duel. He gets his Blue Eyes on board. Luckily, I still have my tokens. So again, I have to top deck into one of my Hieratics. I don't. So I still have to pass. Hope that my opponent does not have any option to get rid of the token, so Blue Eyes can attack directly. He goes for Azure Eyes, and it's now or never. Trying to upstart, use upstart. Again, kinda lucky, trying to Tefnuit. Eventually I can go for a second Bishbalkin. Indeed, that second Bishbalkin go into the end phase, and during my opponent's standby phase, special summon the tokens. His effect activates first, since it's his own turn, of course. I special summoned 4 tokens, so my opponent will get 4 tokens as well. Bishbalkin is pumped up to 10,000 attack. Again, draw into another field spell, and yeah, I'm going to use that Sphere mode on my own tokens, since there's no reason to use it on my opponent's monsters, since if my opponent does not attack into my own tokens, I don't have any free spaces, free spots, so I can get back my own Ra Sphere mode. So that's why I used my own tokens to get Ra on board. And again, now it's just a matter of time that I can beat my opponent. And the field spell, again, very crucial to protect both Ra and Bishbalkin against my opponent's back row. Possibly Destruction, Spell or Trap Destruction. And yeah, eventually going to activate my Bishbalkin's effect. So I special summon 2 tokens, so my opponent will get 2 tokens as well. And he pretty much has run out of options with his card choices, and not even his Maiden, his Priestess, is going to save him here. So the second game, yeah, again, I only won because I was very, very lucky, but yeah, that's part of the game. So that's why I like the deck. You have to be lucky, but yeah, it's not something competitive. It's definitely more of a lucky deck, more of a casual deck. So Twin Twister, again, a semi-Harpies Feather Duster coming through. That 2-card combination. Yeah, eventually here, I'm not going for Bishbalkin. Bishbalkin is not the card to go to here, especially in the Cosmo, in the Cosmo match. So I go for Ultimate Tzolkin. So set the Notice and go for that Void Ogre. Again, set the Upstart and go for Beelze. Pretty much setting up my field, building up advantage with those powerful synchros, both Void Ogre and Beelze. Drawn to Chicken Race, which is decent, so I'm going to set it so I can special summon Michael. Michael can banish his field spell. And eventually I'm going to use Chicken Race to get an extra draw to Sphere mode and Call of the Haunted. Call is in the deck since again to reborn a possible god if you need it, but most importantly it's to reborn any Hieratic monster again to possibly set up a big 2-card play with the Hieratics. Eventually go for Ultimaya card. Again, he reveals a Slip Rider. Chain Call is not going to matter that much. But yeah, he does have Teleport. He can go for Strawman. Strawman reborns, special summons one of his banished Forerunners, and he can go for Big Eye. Okay, I think he's going to use Chicken Game. Yeah, indeed. So he's going to attack over my monster. My Void Ogre was dead, but very cool. He does have 3 monsters eventually. He goes for Wicked Witch, so tribute his 3 monsters for Sphere mode. And yeah, he's not going to top deck into his bigger Cosmo monsters. He can put my Void Ogre face down, so now he's able to target my Ultimaya Tzolkin for an attack. But it's not going to matter that much. I can go for Ra, special summon Ra from the deck, and now I can just attack for a game. Very cool. But again, this is not the most competitive deck. It's a more casual deck, but it's something fun to playtest with, to test out, to try out the other card options. Like Card Advance is definitely an option to play here in the deck to reveal those top cards to make your true name live. I'm not really keen on the card here, but again, guys, if you have any opinions about the deck, card choices, and so on, yeah, feel free to leave me your suggestions down below. Yeah, thanks for watching and feel free to leave a comment or a like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.